Well, howdy there, friends. Today, we're embarking on a remarkable journey to catch a glimpse of how the cast members from Beverly Hills Cop have changed over the years. We'll be revealing their true identities and ages, and you're in for a real treat as we compare their youthful days on the show to the present year of 2023. So, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Y'all ready for this ride? Let's get this journey rolling. 1. Eddie Murphy as Axel Foley. Eddie Murphy had already become a comedy sensation by the time Beverly Hills Cop came onto the scene, thanks to his standout 4-year tenure on Saturday Night Live, his stand-up comedy performances, and roles in successful films like Trading Places and 48 Hers. The character of Axel Foley further propelled his ascent, marking the inception of Murphy's movie star era. Coincidentally, the film premiered in the same year that his SNL chapter concluded. Subsequently, Murphy consistently demonstrated his status as one of the most reliable movie stars throughout the 1980s and 90s, amassing a string of hits including Coming to America, The Nutty Professor, Mulan, and Shrek, many of which spawned sequels. While the 2000s presented a mixed bag for Murphy, an Academy Award nomination for Dreamgirls on one side, underwhelming performances in films like The Adventures of Pluto Nash and Meet Dave on the other, he is currently experiencing a significant resurgence. This includes the recent release of the Coming to America sequel and the acclaimed launch of the Rudy Ray Moore biopic, Dolomite Is My Name. 2. Judge Reinhold as Det, Billy Rosewood. While Murphy's prior cop comedy, 48 Hers, adhered to a more conventional buddy cop storyline, Beverly Hills Cop was clearly designed as a showcase for the emerging comedian, making the dynamic duo scenario revolve around his co-stars, both of whom distinctly played supporting roles. Detective Billy Rosewood, portrayed by Judge Reinhold, never quite reaches Axel Foley's caliber, but his endearing silliness establishes him as a pivotal presence in the film, significantly elevating Reinhold's career. Even though Reinhold had already secured notable roles in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Stripes, and Gremlins prior to Beverly Hills Cop, his portrayal of Billy Rosewood propelled him to new heights in Hollywood. He embraced leading roles in films like Head Office and vice versa, yet never attained the same level of success as a leading figure that he did as a supporting actor. Reinhold reprised his role as Billy Rosewood in both Beverly Hills Cop sequels and the 2013 TV movie. He also undertook a crucial supporting role in the Santa Claus franchise. Additional prominent roles in the 2000s and 2010s encompassed Easy Money, The Detour, and Bad Grandmas. 3. John Ashton as Sergeant Taggart. In the realm of Beverly Hills Cop, a dynamic duo emerges, but the central figure is not Axel Foley. Instead, we have the lively and comical Detective Billy Rosewood and Sergeant Taggart, Rosewood's rule-abiding senior partner portrayed by John Ashton. Throughout the film, Taggart clashes with Foley, attempting to undermine Rosewood's comedic inclinations, only to develop a newfound respect for Foley in the end. Ashton handles this dynamic with precision, contributing a strong presence as the perfect straight man to the film. Ashton's journey in screen acting extends back to the early 1970s, with his appearance and acting style frequently aligning with cop-themed shows like Kojak, Columbo, Police Story, Police Woman, and others. In 1984, he played notable roles in both Beverly Hills Cop and The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai across the Eighth Dimension, reprising his role as Taggart in Beverly Hills Cop 2. Even today, with over 40 years in the industry, Ashton remains active, featuring in recent projects such as the films Uncle John, Once Upon a River, and My Little Baby. 4. Lisa Eilbacher as Jenny Summers. Lisa Eilbacher's journey as a screen actress traces back to her early years, as she made her debut on television series in the 1960s. As the 1980s unfolded, her resume already boasted appearances on Bonanza, Shazam, The Amazing Spider-Man, and a recurring character, Callie Shaw, on The Hardy Boys' Nancy Drew Mysteries. The 1980s marked a significant turning point for Ebacher, propelling her to heightened fame with prominent roles in two decade-defining hits, An Officer and a Gentleman in 1982 and Beverly Hills Cop 2 years later. In the latter, she shares the screen with Eddie Murphy as Jenny, an adept art dealer entangled in a drug smuggling operation, showcasing her intelligence, capability, and resourcefulness as Axel Foley's ally. Following Beverly Hills Cop, Ebacher maintained a steady presence throughout the 80s, with TV engagements like Me and Mom and Monte Carlo, along with roles in films such as Leviathan and Never Say Die. As the early 1990s arrived, her career decelerated, with only a handful of additions to her filmography during that decade. Her finale appearance on screen was as Valeria Damer in the 1996 TV movie 919, Fifth Avenue. 5. Ronnie Cox as Liti Bogomil. Ronnie Cox epitomizes the type of character actor who effortlessly commands attention on screen, leaving a lasting impact even in brief appearances. Portraying Liti Bogomil in Beverly Hills Cop, he exudes benevolent authority within a couple of scenes, solidifying his status as an actor audiences always welcome. Following his breakthrough as Drew in Deliverance, Cox diligently crafted his career with notable television performances, prominently in Apple's Way, spanning the 1970s into the 1980s. He reprised his role as Bogomil in Beverly Hills Cop 2 and secured memorable parts in films such as Total Recall and RoboCop, as well as television series like Saint Elsewhere, Cop Rock, and Stargate SG-1. In more recent times, he has graced television screens in shows like The Starter Wife, Nashville, and True Detective. Beyond acting, Cox, an accomplished singer-songwriter, has launched several albums and consistently tours with his band. 6. Steven Berkoff as Victor Maitland. Steven Berkoff's journey in screen acting spans over 6 decades, featuring a repertoire of more than 150 film and television roles. Yet, for numerous cinema enthusiasts, he remains etched in memory as one of the iconic antagonists of the 1980s. Following numerous TV appearances in the 60s, Berkoff graced the big screen in the 1970s with notable roles in films like A Clockwork Orange and Barry Lyndon, eventually securing a standout role as General Orlov in the James Bond film Octopussy. Subsequently, Beverly Hills Cop marked another significant milestone in his career, portraying the menacing drug kingpin Victor Maitland. Post-Beverly Hills Cop, Berkoff embraced another substantial villainous role as Podolsky in Rambo, First Blood Part 2, solidifying his stature as one of the Paramount 80s action movie antagonists. His prolific career continued, featuring pivotal roles in War and Remembrance, where he portrayed Adolf Hitler, Children of Dune, and more recent projects such as The Borgias, Vikings, and Witches of East End. Beyond his screen endeavors, Berkoff also excels as an accomplished playwright and stage director, penning several books detailing his experiences in the world of theater. 7. James Russo as Mikey Tandino. James Russo portrayed Michael Mikey Tandino in the movie. Russo's inaugural foray into acting materialized with the 1981 made-for-television production Chicago Tale. Subsequently, he ascended to the spotlight with roles in numerous successful films of the 1980s. His breakthrough arrived in the guise of a minor part in the 1982 comedic feature Fast Times at Ridgemont High, portraying a robber at a convenience store. Russo's cinematic endeavors during the 1990s encompassed State of Grace, 1990, A Kiss Before Dying, 1991, and My Own Private Idaho, 1991. He assumed a co-lead role in Abel Ferrara's Dangerous Game, 1993, sharing the screen with Madonna and Harvey Keitel. His repertoire also includes roles in the 1994 Western Bad Girls, the 1997 releases The Postman and Donnie Brasco. In 2009, he played a small part in Michael Mann's Public Enemies as a member of John Dillinger's gang. In 2003, Russo reunited with Kevin Costner, his co-star from The Postman, for the Western film Open Range. He made guest appearances in various TV dramas and films, featuring in The Equalizer, Miami Vice, CSI, Miami, and Las Vegas. During the summer of 2009, Russo starred in the psychological thriller 7E alongside Brendan Sexton III, John Savage, and Natasha Lyonne. The film saw its release on December 10, 2013. Russo assumed a supporting role in Quentin Tarantino's 2012 film Django Unchained. In 2011, Russo lent his voice to the video game Rage and contributed additional voice work for Star Wars: The Old Republic. He made an appearance in Bastille's music video for Of the Night. 8. Jonathan Banks as Zach. Jonathan Banks has always been a highly active actor, particularly skilled at portraying rugged characters. His on-screen journey traces back to the mid-1970s, when he commenced securing roles in TV series and film projects such as How the West Was Won. As the 80s unfolded, he began securing roles in movies like Airplane and 48 Hers, culminating in the 1984 portrayal of Zach in Beverly Hills Cop. Assuming the role of Victor Maitland's right-hand man, Banks left an indelible mark, and the triumph of the film significantly elevated his recognition. Throughout the 1980s and 90s, Banks sustained a consistent presence, securing roles in Hunter, Falcon Crest, Women of the House, Wise Guy, and numerous other series and films. In 2009, Banks found the role that would become a defining point in his career, captivating audiences as the hitman and fixer, Mike Ehrmantraut, in the acclaimed series Breaking Bad. Alongside recent appearances in successes like Community and Incredibles 2, Banks has perpetuated his portrayal of Ehrmantraut in the Breaking Bad prequel series Better Call Saul and the sequel film El Camino. 9. Stephen Elliot as Chief Hubbard. Stephen Elliot takes on the role of Chief Hubbard in Beverly Hills Cop. Between 1940 and 1942, Elliot honed his acting skills under Sanford Meisner at New York's Neighborhood Playhouse. Following his service in World War II with the United States Merchant Marine, he embarked on a thriving Broadway career, making his debut in Shakespeare's The Tempest. 2 years later, Robert Lewis selected Elliot as one of the founding members of the Actors Studio. Elliot's television roles encompass characters like newspaper publisher Douglas Channing, Jane Wyman's first husband in Falcon Crest, General Paget in Columbo, Harold W. Smith in the 1988 television adaptation of Remo Williams, Texan millionaire attorney Scotty Demarest in Dallas, and Judge Harold Aldrich in Chicago Hope. He also featured in the Murder episode of the Eddie Capra Mysteries. In 1981, he portrayed newspaper magnate William Randolph Hearst in the TV serial Winston Churchill, The Wilderness Years. Elliot played a regular role in the short-lived 1988 situation comedy Trial and Error. Born as Elliot Pershing Stitzel in New York City, his marriage to Barbara Blaze ended in divorce in February 1947, as reported by the Kingston Daily Freeman on October 4, 1947, page 3. He wed stage actress Nancy Chase on October 9, 1947, and they divorced in 1960, leaving behind 2 children, Jency and John. In 1980, he married his third wife, actress Alice Herson, whom he had met on Broadway in 1964. While Herson had a recurring role as Mavis Anderson, a close friend of Ellie Ewing Farlow on the television series Dallas, their characters never interacted, as Elliot portrayed Scotty Demarest. Elliot passed away in 2005 in Woodland Hills, California, succumbing to congestive heart failure. 10. Gilbert R. Hill as Inspector Todd. Gilbert R. Hill takes on the role of Inspector Douglas Todd in the film. Born in Birmingham, Alabama, Hill was the child of Mary Lee Hill, who single-handedly raised him and his sister Toni. During the 1940s, Hill relocated with his mother and sister to Washington, D.C. He attended Cardozo High School, completing his graduation in 1949. Although Hill aspired to enroll at Howard University, financial constraints prevented him from doing so. After concluding his career in law enforcement, he transitioned to politics, serving as a councilman for Detroit. In 1997, he ascended to the position of president, and in 2001, he ran unsuccessfully for mayor against Kwame Kilpatrick. Initially, Hill was regarded as the frontrunner and garnered support from many individuals affiliated with the incumbent mayor, Dennis Archer. In 2019, a portrait of Hill was revealed at the Coleman A. Young Municipal Center in downtown Detroit, following the tradition for all former city council presidents. Hill entered matrimony with Dolores Hooks, a choir singer in a local church, in 1955. Their marriage endured until her passing in 2015, and they were blessed with 2 sons and a daughter. Hill succumbed to pneumonia at the age of 84 on February 29, 2016, at DMC Sinai Grace Hospital in Detroit, Michigan. 11. Bronson Pino as Surge. Bronson Pino had only completed one feature film, Risky Business, when Beverly Hills Cop came around, but he swiftly demonstrated his ability to steal scenes, engaging in banter with Eddie Murphy as the accented art dealer Serge. Pino's skill in accents and comedic timing paved the way for additional roles, including a more significant breakthrough as Balki Bartokomous in the sitcom Perfect Strangers, which aired for 8 seasons until concluding in 1993. Another television success quickly followed for Pino when he secured a recurring role on the sitcom Step by Step. He reprised the role of Serge once more in Beverly Hills Cop 3. Apart from his regular involvement in film and television in live action, Pino's proficiency in voices and accents has made him a sought-after voiceover artist, with credits encompassing The Wild Thornberrys, Cow and Chicken, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, and more. While he never ceased working, Pino has experienced heightened visibility in recent years, courtesy of roles like Principal George Hawthorne in Netflix's Chilling Adventures of Sabrina and as Dr. Kimbrough on Lodge 49. 12. Paul Reiser as Jeffrey. Beverly Hills Cop primarily serves as a platform to showcase Eddie Murphy's talents as a movie star, yet it offers several instances where other actors get a chance to shine in a single scene. Paul Reiser, at the time with only a handful of credits to his name, was one such actor. Portraying Axel's Detroit Police Department friend, Jeffrey, he attempts to reason with Axel at the movie's outset, only to be rebuffed by his confident friend. The triumph of Beverly Hills Cop played a pivotal role in elevating Reiser's visibility, swiftly followed by a supporting role in another iconic 80s blockbuster, Aliens. This led him to television stardom with My Two Dads in 1987, and in 1992, he attained superstardom with his signature role as Paul Bachman in Mad About You, a series he co-created. Since Mad About You, Reiser has consistently appeared in both film and TV roles, including the series Red Oaks, The Paul Reiser Show, and Stranger Things. In 2019, he joined Season 2 of The Kominsky Method and embarked on working on a revival of Mad About You alongside co-star Helen Hunt. Thank you for joining us on this nostalgic journey as we've explored the remarkable careers of the Beverly Hills Cop cast then and now. The 1984 classic not only gave us an iconic character in Axel Foley, portrayed by the incomparable Eddie Murphy, but it also introduced us to a talented ensemble of actors who left an indelible mark on the world of entertainment. We hope you've enjoyed this trip down memory lane and the opportunity to catch up with the talented individuals who brought this beloved film to life. Join us next time as we explore more timeless classics and the enduring careers of the actors who made them unforgettable. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content.